Okay, today's video is going to be about the debate with homosexuality and mixing religion into it. This is something that a lot of people have asked me about, and I really just haven't made an actual video like this in over a year, so here we go. See, I don't have a problem with the different religions. I don't have a problem with Christians. I don't have a problem with, theists, atheists, none of that. But the one thing that annoys me is when these so-called Christians say that homosexuality is despicable in their eyes, and they use the Bible as a term to justify it. I have read the Bible inside and out, and I know a lot about Christianity. And the Bible does not, let's just say the Bible was not created for it to be used for hatred. And that's just plain and simple. And most Christians take the Bible out of context and use it for their own selfish gains and for their hate. Just basically how it is and how it's has been and how it's probably always going to be, because they're not going to understand the full concept of what the Bible is supposed to be. Me personally, there's not a lot in the Bible I do believe, because I think it's a mass of contradictions, like the simple things like love thy neighbor and stuff like that, just the simple things that are pretty much common sense. But it really irritates me when people sit there and use the Bible as a justification to hate homosexuality. It would be different if someone would come up and to tell me that I don't think two men should be together, not because the Bible says so, just because I think that it's disgusting. That, to me, is okay, because they're not using the Bible, and, that's their opinion. I can't get mad at them for their opinion on how they feel. But when you sit there and say, well, the Bible says this, and the Bible says that, and the Bible says blah, 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 etc., etc., that's not okay. That is just not okay. Because you're basically saying that the Bible, it's basically saying the Bible was created for you to hate everything. And that's how it makes you feel. And it makes you look absolutely repulsive. Sorry about it, but that's just how it is. And I've been in enough churches, and I've been, around the Christian faith long enough to know that it's honestly just complete bullshit. I'll just go out and say it. Because so many Christians stray away from what they're supposed to believe in. Because I'm trying to put this video into a concept of, because I am not a Christian, so I can't speak on their behalf, but from what Christianity was supposed to be built on, you're straying completely away from it. You're sitting there and you're judging every little thing when you can't even, basically you can't comprehend it yourself. Because if you would be able to comprehend it, you wouldn't be out there doing the shit that you're doing. Look at the Westboro Baptist Church. And I am not only calling them out. There is a lot more that do it as well. And it pisses me off to the fullest extent. There are very few Christians that will sit there and tell you, you know what? You're gay. You are welcome in my church. And I love you. There's very few that do that. And I respect those because they're going off of what they believe is right. They're not going off and changing the Bible. The Bible is their book. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. You believe what you want to believe. But when you take it out of context and you take it from what it was originally supposed to be, if you believe in that, you believe in it. You don't twist it, you don't turn it into your own selfish ways. Because that's what most Christians do nowadays, and it's completely repulsive. You don't know how many churches I've been ran out of because I was a Christian. You're supposed to, as a Christian, you're supposed to show your light. And most people aren't doing that anymore, which causes people to get, stray them away from Christianity. Because nobody wants to go to a church that, oh, we hate faggots, we hate this, we hate that. Nobody wants to go to a church filled with hate. And there are some Christians that are good that will not do that. But the majority of them are just completely ignorant, and they don't understand the concept of the Bible. They take little bits and pieces of different verses, and then they twist that all around, and then they take another verse, and they do that in a freaking 720 and make it into what they want it to be. And that's not how it's supposed to be. If we're going off, because they sit there and say that, old times are old times. I've gotten this so many times. It says old times are old times. Homosexuality is in Leviticus. Okay. Well, guess what? Eating shellfish is in the Old Testament. Getting a bowl haircut, believe it or not, is in Leviticus, and it is a sin. You should not round out the edges of your hair, nor touch your beard. I mean, hell, even to the extent of pulling out before you ejaculate into your wife is a sin, and it is in Leviticus. So don't sit there and tell me that, old ways are old ways. You have to look in the New Testament. Don't tell me that, and then you sit there and say that, oh, but you still can't be gay. No, that's contradicting what you believe in, and that's saying, and that's just basically showing how ignorant you are. But my main purpose of this video is, if you're going to hate homosexuality, don't use your religion as an excuse. Don't use it as a crutch. If you don't like two men or two women being together, just for the sole fact that you do not like it and you think it's immoral, people might get mad at me, but I see no problem with that, because that is stating your opinion and that is what you feel. But if you say that Jesus said this, Jesus said that, the Bible said this, the Bible said that, you can fuck the fuck off, because I'm not going to listen to it, because that shows how completely ignorant and closed-minded you are. Don't use your own religion as a reason to hate homosexuality or even anything in that matter. Don't use it to hate. It's just plain and simple, and it's basic fucking common knowledge. Just don't do it.